Hello friends, hope you're doing good. So welcome to video 7 on CISA domain 3, which is more about information system acquisition, development and implementation. I'm Anand Jangid and I'll be taking you through this. So friends, as we were discussing, we actually went through all the phases of system development lifecycle in the last video. Now we are going to go into some of the critical success factors which are very important for having effective and efficient system development lifecycle. The first one is productivity. Now you need to understand that productivity is in two types. One, how we are building the system and how the system is going to help us in improving the productivity. So when we are talking about how we are building the system, it is very important for us to understand that a proper planning will lead to a good result out there. Now, there are different approaches, methodology which is there, but each of them asks for one thing and one thing only. And that is what we call it as, are we having a planned approach? Do we know which area we are going, what you are trying to do as part of this whole system development life cycle? So first, productivity. Second, the quality of work. It should not be just efficiency that we have done it very fast, we develop it very quick. We went for multiple approach. It can be a waterfall model, agile, or anything. The quality of work speaks for itself. So there should be a good quality of work in terms of what we are doing, how we are doing, and whatever the objective which we have kept in mind in terms of developing that system. Then comes our economic value. We call it economic value in terms of the ROI. You remember we discussed about this term ROI when we are talking about business case. So the economic value of this has to be looked into both from a perspective of what is the cost benefit analysis of building that system, as well how it is going to add value to the organization once it's out there. Now there are also new terminology which are coming into this, like total cost of ownership. So people talk about, okay, what is the total cost of ownership for developing the system? What are the things which we need to look into? How we can actually build a better system? So all of that things has to be coming out there. And the last one, which we call it as one of the critical success factor, is customer service. You have to be focused from the end user perspective. The end user may be your clients, may your internal clients, but we need to ensure it up that we are meeting the requirement of that. And as we all know, the main advantage which we have of having an SDLC is a template which you can actually replicate at multiple places, and all the processes can be followed because a lot of people have tried it, tested it, and then we have reached where we are today. So this is the thing which we need to look into from the perspective of your critical success part. Okay. Now, what are the roles of what an IS auditor has to play in this one? Now, these two slides are very important slides which I am discussing in this video. So the first and foremost thing is documentation. Yes, you have done it, but we need a proof. And there is a kind of a saying, I don't subscribe to that. They say, most of the development team don't like to do documentation. It's not true. Now people have become more mature in this, but there was a time when, yes, documentation was always missing. Now when you don't have the documentation, we have a challenge. If something goes wrong with the team, if someone has to take over these systems, it's going to be a big problem. So first and foremost thing, we should obtain all the documentation which are there of different phases, starting from preliminary investigation to feasibility study to requirement gathering. Even we have, as an IS auditor, he can attend some of the project team meeting to understand what they are doing, and if we have some advice, as a trusted advisor, he can actually put it out there. And also many a time there is a kind of a role which is earmarked for the IS auditor to basically comment on the key deliverables and the dates, what we are doing with this, how it is going. An independent outsider who can come and say, okay, I know you guys are putting a lot of effort, but it's not going anywhere. We are not seeing any deliverables. The quality of deliverables are not good. You can, as you are an independent outsider, you can always say that, hey, you know what? there are something which we can improve upon. So you can be providing the assurance function. It can be more from a perspective of what they are doing and how they are doing. We can actually look into it, but everything comes from the documentation. So documentation is a critical factor. The second thing